Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on my channel here today. This video is for people that are setting up a business or a side hustle and they just can't work out whether to set it up as a self-employed person or to set it up as a limited company. I'm actually in a similar position to you guys. I'm currently setting up my own business and this is a decision that I'm making at the moment. So what I'm going to do today is just go through the research I've done myself. And I'm just going to try and get it across to you in the most simple way I can to hopefully help you guys make a decision. So I have to say I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm literally just a guy that's setting up a business. I've done a bit of research and I'm just going to try and relay some of that information. For the structure of the video, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of being self-employed. And then I'm going to move on to the pros and cons of setting up as a limited company. And then what I'm going to do at the end is I'm going to tell you guys what my plan is and how I'm going to approach my business. It's going to be different for everyone, but if you're in a similar position to me, potentially that could help. So without further ado, let's get cracking. If you find this video useful today, I would absolutely love it if you could subscribe. I am a small channel and this is part of my business plan. So every subscribe really helps me out. Thank you. So the pros of setting up as self-employed. One, it is very quick and easy. The other pro that I've got, the other main pro that I found is at the end of the business year, you just have to submit a self-assessment tax return. So basically you log on to the government website, you fill out your self-assessment tax return. What this means is throughout the year, you have to keep track of your finances. So at the very basic level, just track your incomings and your outgoings and then kind of balance the sheet at the end of the year. Okay, so I said I'm going to keep it simple. So these are now the cons for being self-employed. So the biggest con, and this is a biggie, is you and your business are the same legal entity. So for example, if you set up a business and then you ended up getting sued, your personal assets are liable. So if it goes really, really bad, like your house is up for grabs kind of thing, your car, your personal assets, if you can't, so that is a massive biggie. I think for a lot of businesses and side hustles, it's not really a massive issue because you're very unlikely to get sued. But yeah, if you're setting up a business and there's any chance that you might get sued for like a big amount of money that you just can't afford, self-employed really probably isn't the answer. But if you're just setting up a little side hustle or something a bit smaller scale, this shouldn't be an issue for you. But again, you have to decide that for yourself. And the other negative I found for being a self-employed person is because you are the same legal entity, you're basically, you are the business. So when you charge a customer for the work you've done or the product you've given them, they will pay you as the business. So what this means is all the money you get paid, you can minus expenses, but all of that money is going to be taxable. It isn't a massive issue when you're starting out, but obviously as your profits grow, this will become a bigger and bigger issue. I will go into this a bit when we talk about the limited company, but for now, if you're earning sort of under £30,000 a year, which I imagine most self-employed businesses will do in their first year at least, this shouldn't be much of an issue. Okay, now moving on to the pros of a limited company. So I've got 3 pros here. The first one is and this is the opposite to the self-employed thing, your personal assets are protected. So your business is a legal entity and then you are a separate legal entity. So any liabilities your business has, you are not responsible for them personally, but your business is. So obviously if you're in a higher risk business or if you're dealing with a lot more money, this is the much safer option. The next pro is having a limited company can be a lot more tax efficient, especially when you start earning a lot more money. So from the research I've done, if you get to about £30,000 a year profit, you should start thinking about doing a limited company on the basis that the tax you pay may become a bit more efficient. And the way this works is because you and your business are these separate entities. Like I said, for the self-employed person, all profits go to you. The way this works is all profits go to your business, and then you choose how much to pay yourself. So you will only get taxed on the amount you transfer to your own bank account as a wage, which means that you can play around with how much you keep in your business. And again, when you start earning even more money, how much you pay as dividends to yourself, which is when you reach higher tax brackets, it's more tax efficient. But generally, when you're starting up a business, these things maybe won't be as important unless you're rolling in money straight away. The third pro I've found is if you are setting up a business and you're looking to sort of expand and hire people, even if it's 1 or 2 people, a limited company is much easier to do that in. Like I said before, all money goes to the business, and then you can choose to pay yourself, but you could also choose to pay someone else. Whereas if you're self-employed, all money goes to you. So it's a lot harder to kind of split that money out. It just gets a bit more complicated. And that's it for the main positives. Like I said, I'm keeping this really, really simple and surface level. The first negative I've got, and this isn't a major issue, it's just a bit longer to set up, there's a bit more paperwork. Honestly, if it's the right decision for your business, that's not an issue at all. Like, you just have to do it. So the big con I've got from setting up a limited company, especially early on, is you have to legally sign off all your accounts. So this just introduces accountancy fees and that sort of stuff, which I have done before. It's not like crazy money. You're probably looking at, for small businesses, 1 to 2 grand, or at least it was that a few years back. But again, it depends what kind of service you want from them. If you want the basics, it will be sort of what I've said. If you want them to handle a lot more of the organising and sort of, obviously they'll charge for that. Right, so that's kind of my research so far, and I've obviously simplified everything to the max just to make it digestible and hopefully help point you in the right direction. My advice is, hopefully this has made it more clear what option should be right for you, but now it's time to do your own research just to check that it is definitely the right thing to do. If you've made it this far in the video, I would absolutely love it if you could subscribe. Like I said earlier, this is part of my business plan, and yeah, if I can get this thing off the ground, it's a massive achievement for me. So I would really appreciate that. Thank you. But now, time to tell you what I personally plan to do. And again, I'll keep this really simple because I'm growing the business from the ground. I'm not predicting that I'm going to make a lot of money within my first year. So I'm basically going to set up as a self-employed person. It's going to be quicker and easier to set up. I can just do the self-assessment tax return. I'm happy to do that. That's no problem. I can't foresee any reason why I'm going to get sued for anything. This is probably the most likely thing, but as I've said, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just talking through sort of my decisions and what I've found. And yeah, all my profits are going to get taxed. So I don't have an issue with that because I'm probably not going to have many profits. But if it starts taking off and getting bigger, I think, like I said, if I start earning over £30,000 to £40,000 a year, then I'll probably switch over to a limited company. The biggest thing stopping me is just the accountancy fees. If they didn't have them, I probably would choose limited company from the start. That's it from me. I really hope that video was useful. Yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.